literally only topping themselves after they upset Orange Juicers 3-0 to take the next biggest upset we've seen in UCS history. I want to touch a little bit about the history between these two teams. You mentioned Celestial and Otter from that TTV squad that won at NAIC 2 years ago. Fun fact about that, all 5 members of that TTV team have qualified for Worlds on 5 different teams.
Yeah.
Which is a wild statistic to think about, and a little tip of the cap for their skill level in this game.
Yeah, I mean, we have had some players who have been here since the start, right? And they are still, you talked about Pikadiff earlier, a player that just seems to make it to Worlds no matter what. Once again, now on a new team, on Revelation, making it to Worlds here. And the big question mark is, can they take down a team like Luminosity? Can they take down what many consider to be the best team in the world right now? If they were able to do that here at NAIC, they would be making the biggest statement in Unite.
Absolute shockwaves would be sent specifically through the NA scene, but that is something that NA specifically has, or I guess I should say Revelation has an advantage in right now, because NA historically plays NA incredibly close. So if there's anything they can pin their hopes on is their experience with LG, just because they exist in the same ecosystem. Now, let's take a look at what you get if you're hanging out with us today.
That's right. You get a special sticker by entering the gift code NAIC2025 that you can adorn your trainer card with. And, of course, just for watching, you can unlock that Mew Platinum emblem and more rewards for all of our games this weekend. Championship Sunday is going to be amazing. TCG, Go, VGC, and, of course, we're starting off here with Unite.
And if you take a look here, I'm sure you can get those cards in a game that I think is TCG Live. Pokemon TCG Live, use nice 25 Destined Rivals, a nice and easy thing to punch in. I'm keyboard deficient, so I'd have a lot of problems getting this done for myself, but I'm sure you at home are not, and you can get that for yourself.
Obviously, you can also get Wolfie's Incineroar, and I don't know how Wolfie feels about it. I'm not even sure how this promotion works. I'm excited for Wolfie, but I don't know if this is a slight to him at all.
Based on the interactions I see online within the communities, I feel like it's a combination of both. It's like, we respect you, but also a little dig.
Yeah, we respect you, but a little dig. I feel like that's how production treats us. They respect us, but a little dig at us all the time.
I think they do not respect us at all. I honestly wouldn't. We're responsible for opening the show, and we absolutely just kick this thing off with Calamity. But that is kind of Unite's style. And why would we switch up now?
It is an action-packed Calamity out there on Thea Sky Ruins.
We're just trying to bring that to you at home from the spots that we're in.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing battle between these two squads. And again, I know being on the main channel here for Pokemon, there are going to be a lot of you who have not seen a Unite game before. So this is going to be pretty intense, pretty wild. 5 versus 5 action on Thea Sky Ruins, as you are going to see these players pilot some of the most exciting Pokemon in the franchise.
Hey, let's get it going then. No more delays. Let's kick off our grand finals for Pokemon Unite in the final stretch at NAIC. Let's get it!
All right, what's up, NAIC? We have an amazing grand finals all set for you. 2 incredible teams are going to be coming out on stage in just a moment. Loved my predictions, by the way. I'm really happy that all the commentators really liked it too.
Oh yeah, they would never make fun of you.
No,
so
never.
Not once.
Exactly. So in a few short moments, these players are going to be coming out on stage and getting set up for what is sure to be an amazing grand finals. We have international champions, we have NAIC champions, we have world champions. So no matter what, this is going to be an amazing grand finals of Pokemon Unite.
That's right, we got 2 members of TTV representing their individual teams. We've got a great crowd out here this early in the morning. Yeah. Shout outs to every single one of you. I'm not awake yet, to be 100% honest.
Yeah, I'm so pumped with the energy that we are already receiving here on Championship Sunday. It's just what Unite brings to the table. It's Calamity, like Dupesnack said, but it's also energy too, yeah.
Oh, it is, it is. And honestly, I'm so excited for the teams that we've got. And we, of course, have a little special set of walkouts, as I believe we're ready.
Yeah, I think you might have seen something similar to this in tournaments across the globe, but we are going to be starting to bring out these players. Let's start with our dueling attackers, Kyrios and Oblivion.
And coming up next, oh, the crowd, you hear that? That's a lot of cheering. Coming up next, the immovable object versus the immovable object, Slash and Pikadiff.
And we go to our kings of the central area, Trainer and Celeste.
And the masters of the EXP share, Otter and Dispenza.
And last but certainly not least, our hyperflexes, Overlord and Luminosity.
Yeah, let's go!
All right, now that we got our teams all set on stage, we are going to invite two players up here to have a few words before our match. Let's get Celeste. Let's get Otter.
Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to the stage. Well earned that you're here. I believe we're going to be starting off with questions over here to Celeste.
Yeah, all right, we've done these a few times, but of course, this is a very fun matchup. Former teammates battling here on stage. Of course, this is going to be an exciting matchup. Your team's done a whole lot of prep. You've had an amazing run so far to make it to the grand finals. A lot of MVP performances from a lot of different players. But who on your team is going to need to clutch up if you're going to be able to take down LG?
I think a lot of it rests on Pika and his engages. So as long as Pika does what he's been doing, I believe we'll win.
All right.
I liked it a lot. Look alive, Pikadiff.
Been looking great all weekend. All right. The last time that we talked in Japan, you said that North America was not helping LG improve because they weren't on the level to help improve. Now we're here, we're in the grand finals of a tournament with tons of, well, a good amount of international competition, and you are up against another North American team. Do you think that has changed at all with Revelation and how good they are currently, or is it the same as it was over at ACL?
Well, I'm happy to face Celestial because he's the only player who's won NAIC and never lost NAIC. So they're the only team, he's the only player standing in our way from embarrassing all the Western teams and winning all 3 ICs this season.
Okay.
That might be the nicest thing you've ever said about another team, so that is pretty great praise.
All right, I like this a lot. You were the final roadblock for LG, but I think you and the team thinks you might be a whole lot more than that. What's it going to take down this LG squad?
Honestly, I think we have what it takes already. Like, we've had such an amazing tournament. Everyone's been playing amazing, and I complete faith we'll win.
All right, a whole lot of confidence coming out of Revelation.
All right, and your team has swept every single match that you've played this tournament, no losses. I was going to ask this already. I feel like your intro maybe was a little bit of an answer, but what do you feel the score will be in this set against Revelation?
I think it'll be 3-1. I think he's really good at getting Rayquaza, so it's going to happen.
I love that. I love that. All right, gentlemen, if we could have just a quick stare down between the two of you set up on stage. We'll start with Celeste. One final word for your opponent in LG.
Good luck, you need it.
Oh, all right, now it's your turn. Your word for Revelation.
I'll say it to him after, but stand proud. You were strong.
Oh, okay. We have a farewell letter. All right, you two, go get set up for the game. Let's have a great matchup.
All right, I'm so excited for this match. I know we all are, so let's send it back over to the casters so we can get ready for this grand finals.
That's right. Those are some fighting words between two former teammates that are squaring off here at NAIC. We are about to head into our draft where our two teams are going to pick the Pokemon that they are taking into our first battle. Luminosity, I can't believe they said it was going to be a 3-1. I mean, that's shocking. They're giving a lot of respect to this team.
Yeah, maybe just hedging their bets, right? So if they 3-0 like they have the rest of the season, they outperformed their own prediction, but also just in case, we'll give them a buffer game. But the point that Otter made still rings true. Celestial is good at securing Rayquaza, and sometimes that's just what it boils down to. We saw it all weekend long, and I can't imagine that the grand finals will become any different. Yeah,
and the real question is, can this team play as well as they were playing yesterday? We've seen it before with a team like 2Z Esports in Brazil at LAIC to start our year. Can a team keep that momentum as they head into Championship Sunday? They're playing so well all of Saturday, and then boom, overnight, things change. They wake up and they run into LG. Let's take a look at what our weekend has been like here in a format explainer.
This is the 2025 North America International Championships, broadcasting live from the Ernest and Morial Convention Center here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Pokemon Unite trainers have traveled from around the world to compete over a $500,000 prize pool, with the winning team guaranteeing themselves the final slot at Worlds 2025 in Anaheim, California. This tournament is a 3-day tug-of-war that got started with the group stage, where up to 64 teams entered into groups and fought until only the top team survived. Yesterday was the bracket stage, where our trainers were placed in a single elimination bracket until we were left with our two best teams. Today is the finale, Championship Sunday, and our two finalists will go head-to-head to see who claims the NAIC trophy. The match will be a best-of-5, winner takes all. Today's match winner will gain a direct invitation to Worlds 2025. So let's delay this no longer and get right into the action.
That's right. This is the final stop before Worlds in Anaheim, California, home to the world's largest marble and the world's largest Pokemon tournament. One last chance for these teams to prove why they are here. For Revelation, this is really their first shot to show everyone on the world stage how good they are. If they could beat LG here, like you said before, shockwaves through the Pokemon Unite community, no question.
Yeah, obviously they have to play at their best, and LG has to have a rare LG fumble here, I think, to really open the door. But we're going to see if that's actually going to materialize as we're getting into our draft for game number 1.
That's right. Here we go. You're seeing our two teams decide which Pokemon are banned out that the other team cannot play. And as they pick back and forth here, Doob Snacks, if Overlord in this top position here selects Venusaur, they did select Leafeon, that means you will not see it on the other side of the map here. Psyduck, Inteleon, Blaziken, and Suicune banned out by our two squads. First pick, Trainer on the Leafeon, a speedster Pokemon he is known for. Quick burst damage, and if it gets started early, which it often does, it can really take over a game.
Grabbing Snorlax, Garchomp early, really setting the tone here. Snorlax, a phenomenal defender, has been all weekend, and Garchomp, I think, is right where it should be. Finally getting the love it deserves, because that is an incredibly strong top path Pokemon.
I want to talk a little bit about Kyrios' selection here. Armarouge, a Pokemon that I think everyone was sleeping on throughout a majority of this season. All of a sudden, when the speedsters weren't as powerful as they were a few patches ago, we noticed that this thing is incredibly tanky for an attacker. And that pop-off that you heard from Doomsdex is because on the other side, Revelation is grabbing the Zoroark Comfey combo. Talk to me about it.
I mean, it's literally just a hyper carry maneuver.
Charizard too.
So, okay, a lot of stuff to dissect here.
Yeah.
So Zorark Comfy, of course, is essentially like jumping out of a plane with a parachute, just all about energy, adrenaline, and action. On the other side, though, you have an isolating Pokemon in Charizard, which isn't played too often, but its Unite move literally scoops up a player from the other team, suplexes them back to Earth, and you take to the skies to burninate the countryside like Trogdor. What I'm looking at here, they chose Charizard in response to that because as soon as Celestial's going to commit to an engage, Overlord's going to step up, hit that Unite move, isolate the Zorark, and they're going to collapse and try to get that KO. Because when you're carrying the Comfey, that's a BOGO deal. That's a 2-for-1.
That's right. You take a look at Charizard right here. It is running that Curse Bangle. So the idea behind it not only would be to isolate a Pokemon like Zorark that has the Comfey on it, again, 2-for-1 in that moment, but also reduce the healing that Comfey is able to put out on Zorark, looking to counter it in a big way. We're going to see if it works. Charizard, not a common meta pick in Pokemon Unite right now. Overlord, one of the best to ever play the game, so you got to trust him.
Yeah, absolutely. The pick rate is 2%, and I'm pretty sure that 2% is generated strictly by Overlord specifically because of these situations. But it shows that Luminosity Gaming is thinking of unique strategies, way to combat popular things. Zorark Comfey is something we've seen before, despite the fact that Charizard is not.
Here we go. We are getting ready for our brawl here on Thea Sky Ruins as our players are loading in our first game here of our grand finals at NAIC as you are taking a look at the battlefield right now. Luminosity Gaming, your purple team. Revelation, your orange team. These are your best of 5 grand finals.
Going straight into the bottom path is Curios, the bot path attacker here with Slash Can. Mr. Mime, again, another Pokemon that isn't played too much, especially this event with a pick rate at 8%. We'll see how it can battle against Snorlax, something that's been picked almost every single game we've watched.
Nice secure there by the side of Luminosity. Whoever gets the last hit on these wild Pokemon get all of the Eos energy and all of the experience for their side, so you want to try to take that away from your opponents. Overlord being chased out by the Gibble right there as they are looking to get Otter away from some of these wild Pokemon as well.
Otter going to peel back towards Overlord, and Lunier doing a great job bullying in the 1v2 because Gibble can do that. Despite it being a Stage 2 Pokemon evolution, it actually holds down the fort very well early game.
Now we saw Zorark actually appear in the top path for a moment here, but it looks like they're running through the center, possibly looking to catch Leafeon if they move through this central area here. Now we have a fight that's about to break out in the top and bottom path over these Altaria and Swablu that spawn here in just a few moments. Leafeon moving up for Luminosity, and we have Zorark for Revelation.
Oh, and they sussed out exactly where they are, going straight for the engage. Slow Smoke is down. They're trying to pin some of the players of LG so they can get a knockout. Overlord pivoting up top, and they're easy KO there for the Zorark, and honestly, Revelation getting the better of that exchange.
Beautiful K opener for Revelation, really taking it to Luminosity right there, but something you have to recognize is when Zorark has that Comfey Collar, it's like you're fighting 2 Pokemon, and when players play Zorark at this level, it's like they're fighting 3 I mean, this Pokemon is unbelievable in the hands of a skilled player.
It really is, and you can see the commitment that Revelation has to getting Celestial online on that Zorark, going back into that central area, picking up more and more farm. Now, everybody's squaring up here because at 8 minutes, we're going to get another crop of Swablu and Altaria, and that represents a lot of early game experience for these teams.
But take a look at Revelation right here, looking to possibly cut off members of Luminosity heading from the top path right here, heading down towards this fight. Pikadiff jumps in, looking for a KO. Curios goes down.
Now we're going straight. Another Slow Smoke use. Celestial is trying to get a target. Heavy slam by Pikadiff on the eject button. Trainer is able to pick up the KO, and now they're going to score. Counter scores are happening up top, so it's 35-30. Slowly changing now, but this game is very close.
Extremely close here. Celestial is trying to punish them for that, but with 3 members of Luminosity Gaming, they're able to peel away from this. 77-30 right there. We had Revelation take the opportunity to score in the top path. Beautiful confusion right into that barrier there. And Luminosity Gaming deciding to score in the bottom path, continuing to keep the pressure on now. 115-30. Luminosity now has Charizard online.
Very quick Charizard slash on the 1v3, and really Revelation is just trying to get points in now, gaining value where they have the player advantage. On the upside though, Luminosity Luminosity did just get their Charizard online, which is a critical moment for them. Curios taking the long way around, about to join maybe the fray in the bottom path, as Slash Can's incredibly low on HP. Celestial on the chase here, goes straight for it, and how is Slash still standing?
Impressive stuff from one of the best defender players in the entire game. Moving down here towards Regirock. Revelation ready to secure it. Slash gonna try to stop them right there. Beautiful secure by Celestial.
Closer than it should have been there, given the circumstances. Now, here we go. Immediately Charizard Unite on Pikadiff, flipping and trying to burn down the rest of the squad. Moving forward are all of Luminosity Gaming. The Gabite goes down. Curios is looking, and a big Aura Cannon there out of them. Big Mega Man-like energy on that pot shot. Forces out the Flowery Fields forever. Now the chase continues. Celestial uses their Unite move. They're looking for Overlord. They want to get to the back line. Another round of Slow Smoke is down, and Celestial finally has to bail.
And here comes Trainer hiding in the tall grass right here, possibly looking for the opportunity to move in on Celestial, and they are moving in, looking for the KO right here.
Ooh.
Leafeon with the Razor Leaf trying to get to them. They do, big time Unite move, and they pick up 2.
That is a huge sequence of knockouts there for Luminosity Gaming. Zora, Comfy, and Mewtwo all go down, immediately going to pad number 2. Pikadiff is there, sussed out the situation, but there's no more points in pocket as Trainer quickly goes for the retreat.
There we go, 223, 92. If you take a look at our levels here, Dupes next. Leafeon already level 11. We talked about this speedster getting online early and staying powerful. This is exactly where you want it to be. A speedster with a level advantage is extremely difficult to deal with. On the other side of the map here, the highest level, level 10 on Zoroark, level 10 on Garchomp. Not where you want to be for Revelation. Behind on the scoreboard, behind on levels.
Yeah, we see the Garchomp looking to move. Celestial's there. It knows exactly where Curios is. Forces out the Fire Spin. They're going to have to retreat. Big Mewtwo Y Unite, and that forces out Mr. Mime's Showtime. Bliss Assistant's going to help save Curios at least for another moment. They're pivoting back to Lumiere. Dragon Rush is there. They're trying to Dragon Claw combo. No, they go down. We're going right back upstairs. Oblivion does take care of 1, but now they're going to pay for it. KO Streak of 2 for Trainer.
Wow, and the only one left standing is the Snorlax being chased down by multiple members of Luminosity Gaming right here. Charizard seeing if they can keep up with them with that flamethrower there that gives Charizard that nice speed boost so it can continue burning the Snorlax. Pikadiff actually, never mind, might make it out.
Yep, nope. Not at all. But you saw how clever the use of the Mr. Mime wall was, because once the block goes up, Snorlax can only move backwards, but it's locked into its position it faces. Putting the wall behind it prevented Pikadiff from being able to escape, which set up that knockout.
Easy Regirock here for the side of Luminosity Gaming. Going to give them that nice defense and special defense buff here, which is going to help them in their next fights. And a fight is going to be breaking out very soon here on the top path. Curios at this tier 1 goal zone, but it looks like Revelation's going for Regieleki right away.
Curios does have their Unite move, puts right on top, hits 2 targets, and Mr. Mime secure, and that spells disaster. 3 players down, make it 4, and the only reason Pikadiff isn't biting a dust too is because they're sitting on a different spot in the map.
Yeah, this is just very tough for Revelation here. Luminosity, will they break the goal zone before Reggie even gets there? Almost, so close, but that tier 2 goal zone is gone. The tier 1 goal zones are up. Both top and bottom for Luminosity Gaming. 362 to 92, and we still have a minute and a half before Rayquaza. Rayquaza that Revelation will desperately need to secure and win a fight at this point.
I feel like I'm getting deja vu here, Spraggles. I mean, Luminosity in the grand finals, this seems like it's almost written in stone. Immediately forcing out more Unites. Flowery Fields forever, pinned against the wall with the Mr. Mime Confusion Barrier combo. They go down, Dispenza bites the dust. Now Mewtwo trying to get into the mix, but it's going to be a fruitless endeavor because all of Revelation has to retreat.
Well, I mean, Revelation right now really has one shot, one opportunity to seize everything they ever wanted, which is Rayquaza. And the question is, will they capture it or let it slip? What they need to do right now is stay on their side of the map, get as much experience as possible, and make a miracle play at Ray, taking down one of the big Pokemon on the side of Luminosity. I see Leafeon at level 15. If they can catch it somehow, that KO timer will be massive. They might have the ability to win this thing.
Right now, more experience going to the hands of LG. Revelation just trying to take something. 30 seconds till Ray, and this is a pretty interesting fight if Revelation tries to stick in the pocket here. Maybe trying to get one critical catch to get more experience. Overlord split from the rest of the squad. Forced out the power nap. This might become our fight here. We're going for it. A big time engage on Overlord. They know he's separated from the team. He's still standing. 10 seconds till Ray. We've got a lot of recalls, and Overlord is going to make it out after expending their own Unite move to save themselves.
There's the Bliss assistant. Slash coming in right now with the Showtime looking to end this fight. Luminosity in a lot of trouble, and Garchomp goes down.
Celestial's there, chased by a Trainer. Trainer's going to be there and going for more action. Trainer goes right back on top. Dispensa's down. Zoroark's down. Here comes the rest of LG. Overlord after the reset sees the space and time they want. Slashkin's going to have to bubble everybody out. Oblivion steps in. They're looking up a side shock. Bang! Mr. Mime again. Luminosity Gaming with the easy secure, and they're marching their way to a big Game 1 win.
Massive, massive game here for LG. I mean, we talked about it. Can anyone beat this team? What a decisive victory here. With a minute and 30 seconds left, there's just, it's crazy to say, but not even enough time for Revelation. They would need to KO every single member of Luminosity and score full-pocketed goals here of 50 Eos energy each to come back in this game somehow. And Luminosity feels like they're in a perfect position here. They get to run right by, pick up some KOs. I mean, they don't even need to score here, Doom Snacks.
I mean, come on. Trainer knows what the gambit is. He knows what their out is, and immediately, with one press of a button, that beautiful Emerald 2-step sorts out 2 players instantly for Revelation, and that effectively puts the final nail in the coffin of Revelation for Game 1.
That's right. If Trainer knows the gambit, I mean, he is making a name for himself out here as one of the best central area players in the game. We talked about this a bit yesterday. I think Trainer is the kind of player who would play that Zoroark without a Comfey Leafy on the same way, and look at him, level 15, just staring in the face of Revelation. And at this point, you have to wonder if Revelation can bounce back after such a difficult Game 1. Many teams cannot.
They're going to have to, because if your alarm clock didn't wake you up, Revelation, LG certainly did. Holy smokes, that is a heck of a way to make a statement for LG and putting Revelation back in their place.
I mean, you might have said it woke him up, but they might have put him to sleep here in game number 1. Such an impressive victory from a team that, again, is considered possibly the best in the world. They won LAIC, they won EUIC, and now they are looking for that 3rd international title of the season. Also, these are back-to-back world champions in year 1 and 2 of the game.
Yeah, they're good. They are
ended up
good
being
at this
pretty
game.
good. Yeah, they
I
ended
mean,
up being pretty
80K damage, 13 knockouts. Trainer, unsurprisingly, you know, buffing those numbers at the end of the game where we saw that amazing KO streak of 2, which honestly just felt like child's play. I mean, they just immediately just jumped in. We've got our stats on the side on our other monitor here. Anything that stands out for us?
Well, I mean, 85,000 damage from Kyrios here. So we talked about Armarouge being a breakout star Pokemon. One of the things that I think is best about it is it feels like anything that wants to dive it, whether it's a Zoroark, whether it's this Garchomp, whether they have a Talonflame that wants to crash in with Bravebird, it feels like it can weather the storm as this attacker with Fire Spin, able to give itself these shields, have incredible recovery, and because of that, it's just a constant presence in these matches that is very difficult to deal with.
Now we're kind of seeing the trajectory of this game, and it's the purple line going straight up to the roof here, as it really was a one-note tune that LG was playing, and that was to win.
That's right. They looked incredible here in game number 1. It's about what we would expect out of Luminosity Gaming, and I'm hoping that Revelation can kind of kick into that gear that we saw them on yesterday. I mean, the kind of team that in day 1 took down Nouns Esports 2-0. In day 2, they were able to take down the Orange Juicers 3-0. Without question,